Rocco Colbert, Speed Recovery Finish Network. All right, guys, got a quick little Dumbo job for you guys. I've been doing a lot of over the road driving with the tow trucks, long distance stuff. I've been wicked busy. However, all of a sudden, magically, I am wicked busy also with body work and all kinds of other stuff. But I wanted to take some time and go ahead and film this job for you guys. This is a perfect at-home style repair. No crazy R&I, no crazy tear down. I suppose I could tear out the light if I wanted to. May or may not do that. But this is like a typical at-home style repair that you guys could do at home. Basic job. We got some sanding and some feathering we got to do on the back bumper. We got dent, and then we're just gonna blend this out. You know what I mean? We already have the basis of our repair fully kind of taped out. That's kind of where we're gonna nail that blend. We're gonna nail that blend right up there. And yeah, this is the scope of the work. We're gonna go ahead and put the camera down and get a ripping, Tater Chip. You guys on the prep side.
Alright, so before I start any job, I figure out which grits I need for the work that I'm doing, and I grab at least 1 or 2 sheets of every single grit. That way I'm not constantly running back and forth to the shelf or the body cart. It just creates a little bit of efficiency. Now, we're nailing down all the body work and the scratches in the back bumper with 180 grit, okay? Most glazes, because we're not going to be, this isn't heavy body work here, we're just going to be using a glaze. Most glazes are very, very well suitable going over a 180 grit scratch over any painted surface and or a bumper. As long as you're doing thin coats, you're not like piling it on like super crazy. These are not big dents. As far as mixing up body filler, guys, don't do the whole flop and crap. You guys can just spin it around on your board, twirl it in a circle. Once you get it mostly mixed in, then start to flop. You're going to notice you're going to cut down your mixing time on your filler at least 50%. And no, you will not get air bubbles. We have all of the filler applied. Everything looks really good and smooth. Not bad considering I haven't spread out some filler in a while. Now, while our filler is still kind of tacking up and fully drying, we're going to go ahead. We're not going to waste that time. We're going to grab the 1000 grit. We're going to start prepping the rest of the surface. Once you got it in primer, 320 grit, I did do a couple nice thick coats of primer, so we're going to knock it down really good with 320 grit. Once we get it mostly knocked down like this and we're starting to feather edge, then we're going to move to a 400 or a 500 grit, and then eventually probably finish it off with 600. One thing I will stand firm on, and I will not debate with anybody about, is this is the best way to clean a car before paint. No exceptions. I don't care how much you blow it out, wax and grease remove it. The only true way, and I will stand 10 toes down on this, I will die on this hill, the only true way to truly clean a car before paint is to pressure wash it. If you're not doing it this way, yes, you are doing it wrong. We got our blends all taped out with foam tape. We got everything bagged up real nice. I do like to use paper around the paint areas. That way, there is no risk of the paint flying off of the very flimsy plastic. Paper is a lot more firm. Always go around your paint edges with paper to avoid that. We're all ready for paint. Now we're going to go ahead and tack cloth. With this cloth, you're just going to float your hand over the surface with 0 pressure and let the rag do the cleaning for you. Now, the secret sauce to my jobs lately has actually been this bite coat. This is our clear primer sealer. A good friend of mine up in New York, Chris Trainer, put me onto this, and I have not stopped ever since. Every bit of primer filler, I go over it with a clear sealer. Why do I do this? Why is this the smart way to do it? Well, if you're using a traditional gray primer sealer, that means you just have to take your blends out even farther. It's more paint material, it's more money wasted, it's also more labor and work. You have to take your blends out farther, which means you run the risk of messing up the blend. Also, there is always the risk that you will get gray primer overspray in areas that you don't want to get it, aka your blend zone. And you won't see it until you put it out in the sun, and then it's game over. So for me, I use a clear sealer. I find that this is the easiest thing to do. We're moving along with the base coat here. We're getting excellent coverage first coat, pretty much first coat coverage. I did a nice kind of medium wet coat and then just kind of like started dusting over top of it. We're pushing that paint away from that driver's side door because we don't want to pile up a bunch of paint on that driver's side door edge. We're trying to keep that blend nice and tight. Now we're moving on to the second coat. This is honestly just a reassurance coat. I had full coverage in my first coat. Now we're just kind of dusting a little paint on, getting a little bit of extra coverage, and then moving on to clear. All right, we're coming down the home run with our clear coat. We have one of our battleship clears, the Glamour Clear, the SS1210. This is one of our longest standing clears inside of the company Speedo Coat. It has been around for almost a decade. Super good results. But before we move on to that, check out this door and then check out the quarter panel and rear bumper in comparison. You guys notice, look, the rear bumper and the quarter panel where we applied that clear sealer, way smoother finish with your base coat. This product, the clear sealer, will 100% get you way better results with not only your blends, but also the areas that you're concentrating your base coat over. You want those areas to come out super smooth. That way, when you put the clear on top of it, you can never tell that there was a repair even there. Now, moving along to the actual application of the clear coat. First coat, we're going to go kind of light, okay? I'm keeping the gun a little bit farther back, kind of using that fan, letting the material kind of just flow out on its own. The first coat, the goal is to put on just enough, but not too little, not too much. You don't want to get too much of a buildup on the first coat because then the second coat you can get runs. You can get that, infamous window framing around the edges of your panels. So this is kind of what you want it to look like. Real light around the edges, a little bit more juicy and meaty in the middle. And then, there's the back bumper. Also, you're not going to spray your clear anywhere near that foam tape on the first coat. You're going to keep it at least 6 inches back, okay? Because you don't want to also get a huge buildup in your blend zone. Now we're moving to the second coat. This is where things get a little more juicy. We're going to be putting it on really, really wet. Not going to lie, I kind of pounded it on like extremely wet the second coat. I was getting super comfortable with this clear. I don't spray this clear a whole lot in the summertime just because it just kind of dries up a little too quick for me. But I only had about 3 panels to spray, so I knew I could comfortably keep it all wet at once, so we went with it. And yeah, I was moving super, super slow with that clear and just pounded on real wet and did not get any runs. It was just taking it. Like, it was just really just glossing up, laying out really flat. Was super happy with it. The second coat, this is going to be our last coat because this is a collision job. I don't want to, get the finish any different looking than what it looks like from the factory. So just 2 coats, unless you have any fish eyes or problems. And you can do a third coat, but it can kind of throw a monkey wrench in things. Now, spraying clear coat. This is the last coat of clear, so we're going to need to run that clear 1 inch before the foam tape. Do not spray clear coat all the way up to that foam tape because it will leave what I like to call a speed hump in your clear, okay? It will leave a nice little hump imprint. And what a lot of the guys that do that don't show you is that you can't fix it, okay? You cannot fix that. So you want to keep that clear coat edge where the foam tape is extremely light, just to the point where there's just a little bit of overspray near that foam tape edge, and it just melts right in with the finish. If you don't do it this way, you get speed humps, you can't fix it, it's bad.
Nixon on the beat.
There you guys have it. Wraps it up for this one. I am very happy, very, very happy with this job.
I mainly did this video because we've had lots of new laws in states, new laws. Even California, they now have a specific like VOC just for like Southern California. Like stuff is getting crazy out there. However, good news is that Sputicoat has your back. We are specifically formulating clear coats for every single one of these markets that will get you premium results off the gun. This is a 2.1 VOC clear, so you can use this in, I believe, Maryland, Delaware, certain parts of California, I believe. Now, like I said, SoCal, you can't even use like 2.1. I even think the 2.1 VOC stuff is now illegal. So, you know, we're specifically formulating new clears just for those districts. Bottom line, guys, no VOC, low VOC, medium VOC, high VOC. Doesn't matter the VOC. We are focused on putting out the best quality auto body and detail products in the world. Okay. I'm not a low VOC clear person. I just never had luck with other brands. I've used other brands in the past. I've used some other 2.1 VOC stuff. Just never had good luck with it. I mean, clear coat is clear coat, okay? Like they're all gonna, you know, like get a little shine on the paint. Yeah, you can slap junk over anything, and okay, it's gonna be a little whatever, right? But to get a quality, user-friendly, low VOC product is hard. Sputicoat has knocked it out of the park on this one, guys. And guys, I've been using this clear coat for a long time. But I mainly have only used this clear coat during the winter time below 40. It is now spring. Honestly, I'm going to be honest, I do not use the 2.1 VOC Production Glamour Clear in the spring. You guys know, springtime, summertime, fall, SMR 42, pretty much across the board on most jobs, right? But I grabbed the SS1210 Production Glamour Clear. I used medium speed activator because it was around, I think, like 55 degrees. It was a little chilly, you know, it wasn't like, you know, and it just, guys, it just works phenomenal. I mean, just look at this thing. I mean, it just looks so good. Just so freaking smooth and glossy. And we only hit this with a black polishing pad. And then we went around the rest of the car with a red medium cut pad and a black pad. And so we went around the car, red medium cut pad with all the stuff we didn't paint. And then we black padded the whole car in one shot, right? This doesn't need cut. This is fresh paint. Doesn't need cut, okay? So, and then, yeah, got it all to match it all, you know. No gloss difference between factory paint and this paint. It matches perfectly. This is exactly how you want to do it if you want your car to look like it was never in an accident, never damaged, never painted. And if you live in a low VOC state, these are the exact products you want to buy. Trust me, guys. I don't paint every day. Okay, yes, I would consider myself a professional painter. So none I can't paint, none I can't fix, none I can't do. Okay, done it all, been there, done that. But the reality is, I don't paint every day. Okay, these products, I walk in the shop, I spray them, and it's like, it just no problems. We put on one kind of light medium coat, let that sit, came in with a nice second heavy coat, done. Off the gun, done. You know, just no heavy effort. It's just, guys, incredible stuff. So, but anyways, I'm going to wrap it up with this. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy the work. If you guys are looking for the best, most user-friendly auto body and detail products in the world, there is one place and one place only you need to go. www.sputicoat.com. They have everything you guys need start to finish to get your projects done. While you're there, click my name, Marco, for the sales rep. All the proceeds go straight back into the YouTube page so we can continue making cool, awesome videos just like this. Catch you guys on the next one.